Okay, so I'm live with DM Office Hours on Twitch, and I'm going to prepare this week's session. So as always, I've got my noun-based one-page one-shot template up, and if anyone swings by, I'm happy to take suggestions. But just to get started here, as always, I'm going to grab a D6 and get me a focus adjective. So D6 bot says 3, valuable. So we're going to go with the focus is valuable. And let's hit another D6 for the noun. 1, person. Valuable person. Okay. All about people lately. Valuable person. Let's get a setting going here. That's another D6. 1 on a D6. Valuable person in the wilderness. Cool. Valuable person in the wilderness. The mission. Let's get that D6 going. 4, to investigate. Investigate a valuable person in the wilderness. Sounds good to me. All right. Let's go to, just to get some ideas of possible noun-based focuses. A valuable person could be, for example, where is it? Valuable creature, dangerous, meaningful, powerful. Huh, where's my valuable person? Plot, person, valuable. A pompous merchant, the daughter of a power-mad general, a noblewoman with a secret, and the only one who can reverse the plague. Okay, so valuable in the sense of monetary valuable, or valuable in the sense of like this person is significant to something, has a significant influence. It's not quite the same as powerful, but certainly someone that can affect meaningful activity or change in the world. Who we got? What is this? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to have a look in the monster manual at the NPC section. This is a person, a humanoid. And I'm just going to have a look through the different types of non-player characters. An acolyte, an archmage, an assassin. Had one of those recently. Bandit, bandit captain, berserker, commoner, the catch-all for like literally everything is a commoner. Cultists and cult fanatics, a lot of those going around. Druid, we did a druid recently. We had a valuable druid that had a valuable piece of information. We had a fun romp in the wilderness. A gladiator, it's interesting. A guard, a knight, a knight in the wilderness. A mage, a noble, a priest, a scout, a spy, a thug, a tribal warrior, and a veteran. I'm drawn to a knight, you know. My adventures tend to range from like Arthurian legend to like Adventure Time, right? There's a big spectrum of what can go on, but a good old-fashioned, you know, brave knight who's pledged their service to good or whatever could be fun. So why are they valuable to the party? Well, let's roll some stuff up. Let's find out. Let's say they need to investigate this valuable person. Perhaps they've gone missing, or they've gone AWOL, or they've disappeared. They've disappeared during some kind of mission, and the job of the adventurers is to figure out why. So investigate disappearance. Let's figure out who this knight is. So Spontaneous Dungeon Master Companion gives a lot of NPCs. 6 tables of D100s. And I'm just going to pull out a D100. I'm just going to reach for real dice, but let's just so you can see this is all legit. A 79. Keyleth Holder Heck, the hulking dwarf. Okay, Sir Keyleth. Sir Keyleth. Of Sir Keyleth. Paladin. Moradin. Okay, Sir Keyleth, the Paladin of Moradin, has gone missing. Where? Where did he go missing? Well, he was on his way to Mirabar and was supposed to check in at Tribor. Yeah, he was supposed to check in at Tribor, but never did. So on his way from Mirabar to Waterdeep, disappeared between Westbridge and Tribor in the okay. He had something important. He had a treaty. A treaty, a magical treaty. It has disappeared. All right, we know it's from Waterdeep to Mirabar. So he was on his way from Waterdeep to Mirabar, and he disappeared. So that's kind of part of our backstory, really. Where are we in the wilderness? I think could be in the Desserin Hills. That's a nice spot. Or we could be in the Crypt Garden Forest. There's really a lot of options. Let's look in our travel section. There's forest here. There is hills, moors, and plains. I think of the hills. He was last seen wandering into the Desserin Hills. Desserin Hills, vast rolling hillscape, littered with ancient relics of lost civilizations. And battlefields from long forgotten wars. Okay, so the ancientness of the hills is going to be a big part of the flavor of all of this. I feel like maybe a twist at this point is going to give us a steer as to what's really going to happen here with this mission. So let me hit a d20 on a twist. 2. One of the most compelling clues is a red herring. Okay, so if it's a red herring, how is that going to be fun or interesting to the party? I think, well, what is the clue? The clue could be something tangible, something that the people of Westbridge tell them about, or something that the mission giver kind of tells them about. But it's misleading. So think about a one-shot adventure is if you're going to mislead the party, you've got to be able to kind of circle around after that. So this could be a failed mission. Like it could be that it's a red herring and they don't end up finding Sir Keyleth. That said, that's not necessarily going to be super satisfying for them. So where my mind goes with this is yeah, okay, let's say his gauntlet found by a farmer boy. Camping near the river. is not his at all. Okay. The farmer boy camping near the river finds this gauntlet. It's not really his. Sir Keyleth maybe Sir Keyleth wants to disappear. So he left it there to steer. To steer those investigating him in the wrong direction. He is in fact the farmer boy. He was sworn to make the mission. He was sworn to defeat the treaty. Okay. Interesting. So my mind goes, all right, well, do they ever meet this? Do they ever meet this farmer boy? Yeah, so maybe he's not the farmer boy. Maybe he just paid the farmer boy. So rewards and perils, renewed peace between the kingdoms is at stake. Who is petitioning them? Favor of the Lord's Alliance. The perils, well, there's just all kinds of stuff in the hills. Let's see what kind of stuff we find in the hills. I'm thinking, so my overland travel is a great resource for me. The kind of stuff you encounter in the hills and plains. These guys are sort of tier 3-ish. So I'm gonna just hit a D20 here for some tier 3 level monsters. Oops, not a D29, but a D20. 20 on D20 gives me bugbears. A camp of bugbears. An encampment of bugbears that's going to come after them. There's also let's do a nature oddity out there. 2, strong wind. We've had a lot of strong wind lately, so actually I think I'm gonna re-roll that just for sake of variety, not because I don't like it. 14, a crashed airship. We've actually had a crashed airship recently. I'm going to re-roll that. 18, a nomadic tribe. Okay, well that's the bugbears, the nomadic bugbears. They are on the move through the hills, and they are going to run into the party, and they know where he is hiding. So that'll be interesting. They may be able to get information out of the bugbears if they don't just kill them. Let me do another. Let's do not a nature oddity for the hills specifically. But just do a natural oddity of some kind. So this is from the travel discoveries section. 79, 60, 79. A zone of anti-magic. Okay. An anti-magic zone. We've had a fair few of those lately, actually. So again, I'm only taking the privilege to reroll stuff when we've had a lot of that stuff lately. So 92, a petrified forest. That's kind of cool, and we've actually had one of those. So I'm burning through them here. 26. A traveling charlatan. I like that. I think that's fun. Encampment of nomadic bugbears. A demon worshipping charlatan who could be quite a dangerous character. Who also knows also knows the location of our buddy Sir Keyleth. Nomadic bugbears, traveling charlatan. In fact, there should be one more real major threat. Let's punch it up. Let's do a 4th tier threat. 6 trolls. Okay. So there's an encampment of nomadic bugbears, demon worshipping traveling charlatan, and a den of trolls. Okay. So any one of these are going to know. Are going to know where Sir Keyleth is. So definitely we got some combat coming in here. That's pretty obvious. Definitely exploration and investigation here coming in. Possibly some magic items in the Charlatan, and maybe Sir Keyleth has some magic items going on. Monsters, social skills for sure. I'm not thinking a lot of puzzles and traps in this one. And chase scenes, we'll see. There may be a chasing down Sir Keyleth kind of situation. 3 acts. This seems like a classic 3 acts kind of situation. Where do I want to start them? I think I want to start them overlooking the encampment of bugbears, traveling charlatan, or the den of trolls. Any one of those could be good. I think they've made their home somewhere interesting. Okay, let's say the eye of an enormous statue. From one of the of old. Has smoke coming out of it. Could be Sir Keyleth. An encampment of surprisingly of bugbears. So the bugbears know where Sir Keyleth is. Are sneaking up on them. The 2 of the bugbears are going to sneak up on them, and there's going to be a few more inside. It's watching them, and they don't know that. So Act 1. So first the flashback. You've been on the road for well over a 10-day, tracking down Sir Keyleth. Lord's Line says it's critical. Whoever we want can be the mission giver. Any one of their old contacts there. And finally, the clues in Westbridge point to Desserin Hills. Gauntlet found by a farm boy. Not sure if he's still alive. Okay. So the gauntlet was a red herring. Hey, what's up, Drifter 88? Just prepping this week's adventure, and definitely open to ideas. I don't know if you can read any of this, but we're using the One-Page One-Shot Toolkit, which is this toolkit I created, and I've gotten as far as a knight that's he's bearing this magical treaty between Waterdeep and Mirabar. He's a dwarven knight. Guy's gone missing in the Desserin Hills, and the party's going to be sent to investigate their disappearance. The twist is he doesn't want to be found, So he put out a gauntlet to give it to a farmer boy to say, hey, you know, put this, you know, this, you found this by the river, I'm probably drown. But actually he's not. He just doesn't want this treaty to go through. So anyway, I'm just brainstorming ideas. I've got a 3-act structure going on. So they're going to come upon this enormous statue, and in the eye, a camp of rogue bugbears has made a camp. And so there's some smoke coming out of there. And so right now we're just flashing back to, you know, they've been on the road for a 10-day. The Lord's Alliance has put them on this mission. The clues from the farmer boy point to the Deseret Hills, and everyone thinks he's dead. So they're there by the river, and they smell smoke. And Act 1 should be all about, it's probably about 45 minutes, combat with bugbears and or negotiations. They know where Keyleth is, and where he is he is hiding out. What kind of structure do we want for this? Let's look at dungeons. So he's somewhere kind of underground. I'm gonna say, well, I don't know. You got any ideas? This is all 5e. Yeah, this is all 5e. So it's yes, the simplified version of everything. I'm gonna roll up a dungeon item. So I'm gonna hit a D100 and see if the item in this dungeon gives me any kind of inspiration. 91. Pickaxes with no heads. Okay, which is an old dwarven mine. Dwarven mine of Sir Kay's family. Okay, soon would help a lot. I don't know what Kay soon is. Gonna hook me up. Old dwarven mine of Sir Kay's family. Use 3 rooms, and it's inhabited, caving in. So there are some caving in traps here. There's a potential cave in, and there's an altar to Moradin. Yeah, kind of little did they know. Sir Kay's family was slaughtered by Lord's Alliance troops from, I think, Tribor. So not too far away, a century ago. So that's going to be the kind of premise there. Oh, the Npc Generator. Okay, soon. Yeah, cool. Thanks, I know what that means now. Yes, I've got about 600 NPCs that I've pre-genned. It's something called the Spontaneous Dungeon Master's Companion. You can actually get that for free. I'll drop the link, so you can see what I'm using to prep all of this stuff. It's this guy. And yeah, super fun for generating NPCs. There's about 600 pre-gens there, all of which I kind of like, which are useful. So Act 1, combat and/or negotiation with the bugbears, and trying to find out more information. Act 2 is traveling charlatan. Stroke devil worshipper. Networks Riz as well. Very shifty. Summon some demons on them, which would be fun. Act 3, they finally get to where this guy is, which is this old dwarven mine. This could take another 45. And this is going to take, well, it's probably take 20 or 30. And this will take easily another 45. As we do this kind of mini dungeon. So yeah, in a way, this is more like a one act 3 rooms, but I'm going to just call it 3 acts for sake of simplicity. Thanks for the tips on Kaysoon. No, it's great. That's cool. I'm always happy to know about other generation options. All options are good options, so that's awesome. Um, that's very cool. Okay, let's flesh this out a little bit. We got some bugbears. Actually, I think I'm going to say we got some bugbears. Maybe the bugbears are going to sneak up on them. And I like the den of trolls. Um, we haven't had trolls in a while. But I'm not sure trolls kind of light fires. They're pretty dumb. So I'm going to say, why not? My trolls in my world. Two bugbears are watching them. So, combat with the trolls, negotiations with the bugbears. So the bugbears are the ones that know where Keyleth is, and they're keen to aid the party in getting rid of the trolls from this statue because the trolls have been causing them problems. So it may be that they come out of that with some information. They're going to meet this kind of traveling charlatan, weird, shifty character who might summon some demons on them. And then Act 3, we finally get to this old dwarven mine where he's hiding out. He is not drowned, but he has tried to throw everyone off the scent. So let's see what we think about that. Drifter, what are your thoughts? You got anything you want to pitch into this? We're going to be playing this one on Wednesday and recording it and posting it on Friday. So if you do have thoughts, pitch in here, man. You will be a part of the story if you want to throw in some ideas. I'll post a link to the video series too, so you can check that out too. Right. I'll wait to see if you have any thoughts. Clues in Westbridge point to the Desserin River. Gauntlet found by former boy. Points to drowning. Okay. So the trolls, their this giant statue head is halfway in the river. So one eye has smoke coming out of it, and the other eye, the river runs through. Could be Sir Keyleth. It's actually an encampment of trolls. Two bugbears are watching them in the distance. All right. You potentially got the feeling you're being watched with a high passive perception character. So, yeah, that's how they got there. Combat with the trolls and or negotiations with the bugbears. The bugbears could go either way. In combat, and may turn on them once they clear out the trolls. So it's a dicey situation there. Might summon demons. This guy is acolyte of one of the Asmodeus. It's an acolyte of Asmodeus. Can summon a devil. 1 to 3 devils if thinks could be to his advantage. Figure out kind of the flavor of this guy in the coming days, what his voice is, what kind of clothing he wears, flesh him out a little bit. The 3 acts, the old dwarven mines. So the entrance is far from the river, deep into a hillside. Rusted pickaxes. We rolled those up previously. The shaft is Well, he's hiding out here, so he will probably have cleared out anything too particularly dangerous or difficult. But let's say in the shaft, there's a giant anvil, the family anvil, Sir K. New, ornamented, out of keeping with the surroundings. Sir K will call down a partial collapse. As the party draws near. There's the entrance, there's the shaft, and there's the deep mine. Set up camp. Has the magic treatise. Will fight the party as he does not want it to go through. Okay, Act 2 is on a great battlefield. Dwarves and men. With bones and scraps of armor. And there's a traveling charlatan, struck devil worshipper, picking through, looking for trinkets or remains. Very, very shifty character. So they're going to go across this battlefield on their way to the old dwarven mine. Explains about the battlefield. May fight. I think that's plenty. I think that's enough to be getting on with a good couple hours of adventure. And a lot of this is going to be in the flavoring of it, right? They're really kind of making it, flavorful. The characters, the creatures, the way that they fight, all of that is going to basically contribute to how the adventure actually goes. So that's what I'm thinking. Any ideas? Final call, Drifter? Any ideas you want to pitch in here? You could be part of the story, which could be pretty fun. Okay, I'm going to call that cooked. We're at time, and we've got Sir Keyleth, a knight bearing a magical treaty, who's disappeared. He was between Westbridge and Tribor. And he was traveling between Waterdeep and Mirabar. His gauntlet was found in Westbridge. They're going to encounter this incredible hollowed out statue with all these trolls in it. And some bugbears who want the trolls gone, but also probably want the party gone too. They're going to try and take advantage of the situation. They do know where he is. Then this traveling charlatan. Let's give this guy a name. Some kind of cool evil guy name. Let me pitch in a D20. Because this guy's going to be interesting. A 4. 4. Looking at my different 4 options. Verna Lee Gallo the Halfling. So let's make it a woman. Charlatan Devil Worshipper named Verna. Is picking through. The remains. She's a very shifty kind of character. But she appears nice and interesting and helpful at first. But she has the ability to summon some demons on these guys if she doesn't like the way things are going. So if they try and take any of her stuff or reprimand her for basically stealing from the dead, she's going to unleash that on them. Cool. We got an adventure. I'm gonna let it percolate for a couple days. We're gonna play it later this week. See what happens.